poppin'.
Bang Boom Poppin'?
Bang boom poppin'.
Now, are you talking about a Big Bang Bazooka?
No.
Because I think we're on the same page.
Well, then welcome to the... Oh, my God. See, I was going to say Big Bang Theory. You got to
Thank
stop
you.
saying that.
Yes.
No, you got to stop saying that.
I'm going to change the title in your sleep.
No, because it's Bang Boom Poppin'. Welcome to the Tangents of Horror podcast. I am your host, Brandon.
And I'm Steven.
And I am okay. And today we are reviewing...
What?
A movie.
What's it called?
It is called Hellraiser.
A Hellraiser?
From 1987. 1 year before I was born.
Oh, so maybe this has to... Were you the baby crying?
Maybe, but no.
Oh, okay.
You'll never know.
You'll never know.
Too obsessed with that. And thank you for Acid Horrors on Twitter for not reviewing this, but the other one. Requesting it.
Sending it our way.
And then you picked it out of the box.
I picked it out of the box.
The puzzle box.
We've never heard about this this movie before.
Never. I've never heard of Hellraiser or
which is
Doug
strange.
Bradley or Pinhead or Clive Barker.
Because you're a big horror movie guy and you got a Funko Pop of Pinhead behind you. Who's that?
Not the main villain, I guess. I think Julia's the main villain.
How dare you, dude?
100%.
The opening scene starts...
That's fast.
With our...
Wow!
Well, there's a lot to talk about, Brandon.
Yeah, like who wrote and directed it?
Clint Eastwood.
There you go, everybody. If you didn't know, this is a good old-fashioned Western.
Yeah, yeehaw.
Clive Barker. The fucking legend.
He's the British version of Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought Clint Eastwood was British.
There's no fucking way. They have a Western cowboy being British?
I could have sworn he just did the whole like Tom Holland thing and he was just putting on an accent.
Oh my God.
Like Spider-Man.
That would be earth-shattering if that was the case.
How crazy would that be if someone from like the 60s was like, oh, by the way.
Yeah, he's not an American.
Yeah, so written and directed by Clive Barker, but it was also based off of a novella.
Who wrote that?
Which is like a little story.
Who wrote that one?
A little one.
And who wrote that one?
Clint Eastwood.
Holy shit. And it all comes together, ladies and gentlemen.
So you were close. You just had them mixed up.
Common mistake.
Clive Barker wrote all of this shit. And the novella was published only a year earlier.
Well, that's insane.
Right?
He must have started them. Do we know how long this shooting took?
Obviously a year.
We don't know that. What if he started making the movie?
Well, if it came out in 87.
If he's writing the book, I'm sure the book didn't take him a fucking day.
The book came out first.
It published first.
Yes.
He was writing the book, I'm sure, years before that.
You never know.
You never know with Clint.
I think it was like, I've read it. I'm pretty sure it's an anthology book. So some of it he could have written at different points and put it all together or some shit.
Okay. You think you know everything.
I haven't read
a book.
About...
You haven't read a book.
I've read many books. That's a box of books.
And it's closed. And it has ghost face on top of it.
In it. That's why.
Oh, you're done with it.
Yeah, for now. I'll return. I don't remember shit very well, so
yeah.
I'll look at it and be like, oh yeah, I think that was good.
There was a wardrobe and a witch and a lion.
Where?
Is it
Narnia?
Yeah.
All right, yes. Clive Barker, the novella,
the writer.
Hellbound Heart. That's what it was called. It wasn't called Hellraiser.
It was called Hellbound Heart?
Hellbound Heart.
And that's a little on the nose because we get a little heart motif.
I mean, you see a heart, you hear a heart. You hear it a couple times.
What's that?
That's my heart.
You got to get that checked out.
It's got some rhythm.
Yeah.
It's got some good rhythm.
More like arrhythmia.
What's that? So... Now we can get to the opening, I think.
What happens at the opening?
Because you got to give Clive Barker the shout-out.
I forgot.
Like, book, novella, movie, director, screenwriter.
It's pretty fucking good. He did.
And there are some differences between the novella and the book, and if I remember them, I will mention them to you, just so you know.
Thank you so much.
I don't want to leave you in the dark.
I want to be alone in the dark. Wink.
That's scary. Not after watching this. I'm already scared of sleeping tonight.
That's the name of another book.
Is it?
Alone in the Dark. I think.
That's pretty generic. I'm sure there are a few books named that.
I think there was like a horror show, like kind of, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Alone in the Dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark was a show. I watched that religiously.
Jesus.
Like Goosebumps.
Blum, 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 blum. The opening scene opens with
Frank. Good old Frankie boy buying a box.
That's it. I was struggling to remember.
Yes.
Because it all ties together.
It does. It comes full circle, if you will.
Yeah, so he's in like Taiwan. Where is he?
I don't know. Does it say? I don't think it says where he is.
I wish it was like
it's not like America. He's traveling somewhere. He's buying this magical box.
From a merchant. Slides over 100.
I'm so excited for this episode. I'm just exploding.
You're just shouting.
That wasn't shouting. That was very nice.
I got scared
and polite.
I got scared.
He opens this box though.
Well,
with
first,
a square pentagram.
He hands over like $100 bills.
You don't know that. There could have been 11.
You think I'm a player? That means nothing.
I know you're a player. We both have consoles.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm a big game player.
But
Okay. What?
I have
your hi-hat sounds weird.
Not high. I'm more drunk at this point. Berry blast.
I said your
delicious.
hi-hat because you did but
Oh.
and you're like, I'm not high. Hi, I'm fine. How are you? My goodness.
There's going to be a lot of editing. Or will there? There won't be. We're very musical today. But yeah, he buys the bot. What did you want to say before he got... Oh, the money.
He paid money. He paid
a lot of
money for it.
Do you think it was worth it?
I think they were fake bills. I think he printed them at the local library.
It is Frank. He is pretty dirty.
He's a sleazebag.
I can see him doing that.
Yeah.
And how would they know?
Right.
Did they look American? I can't remember.
I think they were American dollar bills.
Would they want that somewhere else?
I guess in 1987? Is that when they came out?
Well, you worked in the aeroplane field.
Yeah, economy's shit now.
Can you go anywhere and just use...
Some places, like I think parts of Mexico and like Cuba. I think
you can use American money?
Yeah, but I think there's some... America owns some islands.
I know banks always have it like, you can change your currency here if you're going on vacation.
Yeah.
Anyway,
typically no.
He doesn't change his currency.
No.
He buys this box.
True American. Clint Eastwood.
Yes. Shout out to Clint Eastwood.
Solves the puzzle. Do
you think he liked what he found? I don't know.
Well, he like set up
found the cenobite.
You know, like when you sit in a bathtub and you put a bunch of candles up. That's what I imagine he was doing. It was like a nice meditative for him.
Okay.
This was his escape.
All right.
And
he wanted to escape pretty fucking fast.
Yeah, he never quite explains it to my satisfaction.
Well, I'm sure. Well, the point of the box is like you want something more out of life and otherworldly, but then when you finally see it, it's like I should have appreciated what I had, sort of thing.
And the box kind of leads you down a very one-way track. You're experiencing a lot of pain, and you're going to try to be forced to find pleasure in it, or where the line is blurred. And it's a very one-track. Like it's just kind of a key to a cult's house, and they're like, no, this is how we live.
And we do briefly see the cenobites here.
Yeah,
lots of chains, then hooking into the skin.
Yeah,
and we don't get too much here.
No,
we see them briefly, because then it kind of I like how they do this because they only show a little bit here because there's a flashback of the scene when he's explaining it.
Yeah,
and then they show like the full force.
Love it.
So right after this, we see good old Julia in the lair.
Well,
I mean,
Frank was at the wedding.
Was he?
Yes.
He was somewhere.
He admits that.
Yeah, he was somewhere.
Oh, he was
like in Julia. He was in the wedding. He was in the bride.
He was in the bride's
maid. Oh, no.
He made bride. He made with the bride. He made out with
the
bride.
You tried.
He made out with the bride. He made it with her chin.
He did. There was some good chin making outage.
Full mouth open.
But they're trying to move in. I think this is a family house, like their family house.
That they haven't been to in 10 years.
They haven't. Frank's been there. We don't know how long.
Squatters' rights.
He was out of country for a while.
Yeah.
Because he got the box.
Yeah.
Now he's not in the house. He was when he was doing the box.
Yeah. Okay, we don't need to know about how many boxes Frank was doing.
Just the one.
Well, we saw the pictures that Julia found when they went in the house.
It's not nice. Those are women, Stephen, not boxes.
To Frank, they probably were just boxes.
That also confused me. Okay, so they move in. Well, they want to move in. And they're looking around the house, and then they find Frank's, like, little pad.
His little fucking bachelor pad.
His bachelor pad, which is literally a nasty room
just
with a mattress on the floor and an open briefcase with a pile of pictures. And Julia's looking through them, and I could have sworn she takes out a picture of herself. But in the movie, when she rips it, it does not look like her.
So you know what I'm thinking?
Did she just like that picture of him and was like, she has to
I think she didn't, and she was kind of jealous, which is why I imagine she ripped the other woman's face off the picture.
Okay.
I think the purpose of her just taking one served no purpose.
Because to me, I always thought it was a picture for whatever
Right.
reason. I thought it was a picture
Yeah.
of her, and she took it and ripped her face off of it so
Yeah.
that if Larry
gets
did
found.
find it, it wouldn't.
It makes sense that way, but yeah, the woman did not look like her in the picture at all.
Interesting what you
Maybe, well, the camera puts on 10 pounds.
Okay.
And she looked
Maybe
like a
in
skinnier
her
girl.
hair.
Beehive.
80s.
Mullet.
Lots of mullets in this movie.
We love to see it.
Like the moving guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which got credits.
They did get credits. And fun fact, the actor who played Pinhead, Doug Bradley, was almost one of the moving guys.
Oh, that would have been great.
Because this was his first film, so he figured if I'm going to be in a film, I want people to see my face.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Because Pinhead has a lot of prosthetics.
Unfortunately.
He looks badass, Steven.
A little cute.
Pretty crazy.
A little cute. A little too on edge for me.
And we didn't get to it. This movie also stars Ashley Lawrence, Claire Higgins, Sean Chapman, and Andrew Robinson.
Do we know any of these people?
You want me to say who they are?
Are they important?
For the movie, you damn right, because if they weren't in it, it would just be shots of like a house.
I guess you're right.
A hospital room.
So they were in Hellraiser.
They were in Hellraiser.
I appreciated their performances in Hellraiser.
Doug Bradley's Pinhead. Yeah. Almost the mover.
Almost the mover.
Ashley Lawrence is Kirsten.
Mm-hmm.
Badass little
what
final
else
girl.
Have they been in anything else? Notable?
I don't know.
Well, then I don't care about their govies.
They're govy. What's a govy?
It's the street way of saying government names.
I'm not street.
Maybe you should get out
Don't
more.
use your slang around me.
Touch asphalt,
You
dude.
crazy.
I'm crazy.
You crazy. Where were we? See, you're messing me up. How do we get introduced to Kirsty? Do you remember? Do you remember?
The Kirsten?
Because you kept thinking this was going to come back for some reason.
How did we get introduced to Kirsten?
On the phone.
Oh, the phone.
Yeah.
And I think they cut some content, dude. Because there was two...
Why? Because there's phone calls in the movie?
There was 2 phone calls on the whole movie.
Yes.
Kirsten.
I know, it's crazy.
Kirsten to Larry.
Another name in a movie that's kind of different than an actual
those bastards.
One that we're used to.
Does it make it more notable? I don't know. Chandler. I forget the other one already.
I don't remember all of it.
Rudolph.
Ferdy was one.
God damn it. Kirsten calls her daddy, Larry, and says, me and my...
I have a room.
Yeah, I have a room. I'm not going to stay in the house.
Getting a job. Which is weird. And he's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's like...
You'll like the room, Dad. That's what she says. It was strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you'll like the house. And she's like, you'll like the room.
Sure. Living in a room.
Yeah.
You crazy bitch.
And then I guess
we got a house.
There's like this is the first day, right? And then Julia is upstairs as
this is when she screams at Frank's little bachelor pad. She's like, I think there's a hobo living here. There's squatters.
Yeah.
He's like, no, that's Frank. She's like, oh, get out.
Oh, right. That's when she's already upstairs when he's on the phone. Yeah. Yeah, and then well, we don't know Julia's little relationship with Frank.
We do soon.
Yes, we do.
Because the next scene we see the movers, and Larry's helping them move a mattress
up the stairs.
Julian's reminiscing, or Julia is reminiscing.
You call her Julian?
I keep saying Julian.
Beautiful.
I've known more Julians in my life than Julias.
Makes sense.
It just happens.
Yeah.
So she's kind of remancing in her mind.
In the attic.
Yeah, and this is when she thinks about her little affair with Frank.
And we Frankie boy.
We see them making the whoopee on her wedding
dress.
dress.
And we see Frank's Frankfurter.
His little Frankenfurter.
And we know he's not Jewish.
I didn't notice. It was very quick. Because he like jumps out of the... He's like...
I have it burned into my mind.
We had sex. Peace!
Yeah. He's like, okay, I'm out of here. I don't want to
cuddle. No, I love you. And he's like, that's fine.
Yeah. I called you an Uber.
Yeah, get out. Uber.
Do you usually say that when you order an Uber?
Well, if you've listened back to our episodes, you'd know.
You've said Uber before.
I stopped the episode and just kept saying that, and you're like, okay, stop.
Jesus Christ.
No, Brandon.
Oh, my God.
First and last.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Because I said my name twice.
Yes. Like Jacob Tutu. You're too old for that.
No, it'd be Jacob.
No, Jacob Tutu's a Canadian show that used to play in the late 2000s where the whole shtick was that the kid just repeated himself.
Oh. Late 2000s. You'd think I'd watch a kid
I don't think it was late 2000s because I was not a kid in late 2000s.
Oh.
Early.
Frank's
Frankfurter threw me off.
Well, you don't see many of those in
you
movies.
Don't, not
you don't see
especially
enough.
in the 80s. And thank God there's some representation.
Turn the volume up on that shit, man.
God.
And I don't mean audio. I mean volume as in mass.
Right, mass, girth, and length. We need those wavelengths going.
There was some great cutscenes here of her thinking of it too. And when I said Frank before, I meant Larry again. Yep. He's like grunting up the stairs. You were laughing at that because it was cutting between the sex scene and him grunting.
Yeah. Which
is funny because he should be grunting in the sex scene technically.
This is the first part where this really solidifies how well this movie is shot. And I mentioned, I think during this scene or another scene coming up soon, how well this movie was storyboarded. Mm-hmm. I think there was no shot that wasn't purposeful. During the phone call scene, as she's reminiscing upstairs, they understood how to keep the viewer's attention so well. Because I was saying during that phone call scene that I was glad they were cutting between the two developing A plots and B plots so well. That because if we were just listening to the phone call, it would have been so boring. And if we were just kind of watching her, it would be kind of mid. But because we were getting the constant switch like every 10 seconds or so, beautiful filmmaking. And then the same thing happens while she's upstairs thinking about the flashback with her meeting with Frank, and while he's moving with the mattress, and then the whole sex scene syncs up.
And then he slices his hand.
And the nail penetrating the wall. I thought that was they had fun with a lot of symbolism here. It was great, and the nail penetrates him.
Yeah, right in the hand, and he can't take it. He runs upstairs and he's like, "Julia, I can't look." She's like, "Is it bad?" He's like, "I don't know."
I don't want to look.
And at this point, his hand's bleeding all over the floor of the room that Frank died in. Yeah. Oh, one part we didn't mention that's fucking bad at. Oh, wait. No, it might not show it in the beginning.
What?
When they put Frank's face back together.
Yes.
That is in the beginning, isn't it?
I think it is. When did I... Because I mentioned Humpty Dumpty, and I think that was pretty early.
I don't think that's the flashback when he's explaining it. I think that's when... when he first gets ripped apart by the chains. You see Pinhead, like, going around picking up pieces, and they put his face on the ground. So cool. Yeah. Even though it always bothered me that how the eyeballs are just there. Like if it was the skin of the face, why would the eyeballs still be there? But it just looks better.
Fair enough. It's possible.
Visually striking.
It's possible.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever.
I'm glad I convinced you.
The effects in this are fucking phenomenal too.
And he fucking comes up to Julia with his hand bleeding, and he outstretches his hand. He's clean me up. I'm a baby.
It's really cool how the blood's dripping on the ground and it's getting sucked up into the floorboards, and you see the beating hearts.
Yes, right on the floorboards.
Hellbound heart, if you will, maybe? Or is it Julia's heart that is hellbound because she's after Frank? Or maybe it's just
It's more earthbound because he was coming back from hell.
But that's not what the name of the novella was, Steven.
Well, that's not what I saw on the floorboards.
You crazy.
I'm wild.
You out of this world. You're hellbound. Oh, shit.
And then Julia and her husband Larry enjoy a beautiful night's slumber.
No, they don't. Do they?
Yeah, because remember his...
Is that what happens when the resurrection happens?
Oh, that was such a cool scene.
There you go. Yeah.
They did really, really well with this.
It was so gooey.
And just fucking...
not psychology, but movie magic.
Reverse movie shots. A lot of cool reverse shots as they're like decaying a prop.
Melting, gooing.
They're melting it and reversing it so it looks like it's accumulating.
Oozing.
There was really, really cool, I don't know what you want to call it, not even prosthetics, just like puppet creation or whatever it was.
When his fingers are coming out and shit.
Yeah.
Even when his hand, like, I guess it's his arms when they first come out. And
they're pushing themselves up. My favorite was when he had like a couple of ribs and he was just standing up. It looked like such a cool puppet. I really liked it.
And then he like screams and howls. Yeah. And the fucking music was on point.
Yep. Score's phenomenal.
Christopher Young.
Shout out to Mr. Young.
Yeah, shout out to you, man.
Is he
I'm
blind?
So glad he likes wearing sunglasses.
Okay, inside.
Man, Species, Urban Legend, Grudge.
And at least he's
Cemetery.
Yeah, at least he's actually from New Jersey.
Ghost Rider. That's crazy.
Oh, he did Ghost Rider. Spider-Man 3?
Okay.
Oh, no, you don't care for that one.
I'm surprised someone different did that than the first two. So from what I remember, all the music was very similar.
Spider-Man 3 was very different than the first two.
No, music-wise.
Everything-wise.
And the Sandman story was a lot similar than everything. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Bum, 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 bum. That's Sandman. Mr. Sandman.
Actually, it's...
That's Enter Sandman. That's what...
Still Sandman.
That's what Julia did.
And the one you're thinking of is Mr. Sandman, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it just called Sandman?
I think Mr. Sandman.
That's what they say. It could be called Sandman. I don't remember. That's like from the 40s or some shit.
Don't...
What movie is that from? At least one. It's from a few, but I'll give you a chance to say one.
Mr. Sandman. They put it in a movie?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Isn't that from the Chordettes? I know the...
I don't know. I've never seen it, but it is...
No, the artists.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're the Chordettes.
Back to the Future.
Really?
Yeah, because he goes to the 50s. And he's walking by a record store, and it's playing on the record.
That's a nice little song.
Yeah. But we're not reviewing that. We're reviewing Hellraiser.
Hellraiser?
With Pinhead.
Why are you doing it like Foo Fighters? Hellraiser.
That is a good question. Yeah, we were at the resurrection scene, which is fucking awesome. The music here is awesome. The music throughout the whole film is awesome.
Yeah, score's great. Good job, Christian Young.
Quick shout out to Christian Young. No, but it's because a lot of the films we've been reviewing recently, we've been doing a lot of
shitty movies.
I wouldn't say so.
I know. I just wanted to see if you would.
Some sci-fi horror. So there's been a lot of synth. We did Tremors, which was more like Western.
Yeah.
But this had a very orchestral score to it. But it was like gothic sounding and almost borderline. I feel like the whole movie, especially the non-horror parts, were very... I was going to say dramatic, but that's not the word. Soap opera. It feels like a soap opera that's going on. Like a very dark soap opera.
Explain more.
Well, with how she's having the affair.
Oh, I see.
Even how some of the shots during the day almost seem hazy almost.
Okay. I didn't key into that.
No?
And I don't know if I necessarily
Or even
agree.
even the way how we kept making fun of the fact that Frank was overdubbed. Like just something. There's like a slight layer of cheesiness to it. Almost.
Well, we're coming up to the dinner scene. Did that reflect there?
The dinner scene too.
Okay.
Even that, like how she's like, "I'm going to bed," and the one guy's like, "Yeah, we'll head out too," and the dad's like, "No, sit down," and she's very.
Honestly, I don't know if I quite necessarily agree, but I'm curious to.
Maybe it's because in the back of my mind, I remember growing up, any babysitters I had that watched me during the day.
Yeah.
Every single one watched soap operas.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if that was just something they watched because it was the only thing on and they all talked about it or whatever. But I think I got a little bit of viewing of them. So I don't know. Just
what I think it is?
of it.
Well, could you extend that to at least sitcom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you have been falling asleep to King of Queens.
I've been watching sitcoms my whole life. No, there's a certain feel to
is it more soap opera
operas
than sitcom to you?
Well, soap operas, it's just like they're almost a little over the top. And when you get the Frank and her scenes, they're so passionate and stuff. It's just not cheesy, but just
you could
dramatic.
You could definitely point to that as the acting was very.
Oh, the acting too. And I think that maybe have something to do with it because it was a full British cast and crew, and it was filmed in Britain. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But I don't know if it was the film company or someone that had to do with the distribution wanted it to, because you even said during the movie, I think this is New York. They wanted people to think that because if they're going to be releasing it mainly in America, where the biggest audience is going to see it, you're going to want them.
Smart marketing.
Yeah. Very smart. That's crazy. You want the money. And it made some good money.
You call it
like $1 million to make, and they made 14.
That's a jackpot.
Right?
I recently downloaded a casino game on my phone.
Yeah, but you don't get money from it. That's a stupid thing.
I know.
Right? Well, no, you don't want to lose your money.
Exactly.
You don't want to
lose it. It's all virtual currency, and its number gets bigger. $14 billion.
Speaking of the dinner party, that was a crazy cigarette trick.
Oh my god,
that blew my mind. I thought he was going to eat it.
He just swallows it, and it's interesting that she looks over at him, crushing on him. He does the cigarette trick, and she's like enamored by it. She's like, "Ooh, my goodness!"
Yeah, because then I could swear we find out, not by any sort of like conversation, but they wake up later on in what looks like the room she lives in.
Yeah.
Because they're in separate beds.
Yeah.
So I can only assume that he's a roommate. That's what I got from that.
Oh, I thought they were together.
I thought they were together too, but in like we got a room together. Unless they were together the whole time and she just didn't say anything to her dad. You know what I mean?
I got it.
What?
This is the final puzzle piece I was looking for. This perfectly ties together all of the fertility motifs, the womanhood motifs that what they were doing with Kirsten. This ties it all together. This makes sense. She's going steady with this guy, or we see that she's kind of developing into womanhood, and she's now having maybe a lust for sex or just a lust in general, and she doesn't quite know what these feelings are. And so everything, all the motifs from the hospital scene to the deflowering to the wall opening up that's a bit mucusy, and her and the baby crying, and she's having night terrors of babies crying. It all makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Go on. I've got it out, and now it's perfect. My puzzle box has been complete.
Yay! Like a Rubik's Cube or the Lament configuration,
is that
which
what
I don't
it's
think
fucking called?
It is called that. I don't think they call it that
No.
in this movie, though.
They just say puzzle box.
Just like they don't say like Pinhead or anything.
No. Well, he wasn't even credited as Pinhead. They probably
the lead cenobite, and even in the book, he's Hell Priest, I believe.
Oh, that's a cooler name,
right? That's so badass.
Oh, I want to be Hell Priest.
So Julia leaves this dinner party
to go to sleep.
I'd want to leave too, because that guy was sweating way too much. He looked suspicious.
I don't know.
Something was going on there. No, she leaves, and then she starts hearing a noise, goes to the room, she hears a heartbeat, and meets Frank. Hello, Frank!
So that wasn't the rat's heartbeat.
No, I thought it was his. It was the Hellbound heart.
And I kind of liked...
Hellbound heart?
It was never mentioned Hellbound heart.
And basically, Frank wants her to feed him.
He's hungry. Yeah, he's hungry.
He's hungry.
Yeah, he's like,
and no one likes him when he's hungry.
You're not you when you're hungry.
No, you're not. And we need Frank to be Frank.
Yeah, thankfully, Frank got his Franken powers from the little blood drops.
And got his Franken berries.
Okay. I hate everything you're doing. Frank got little...
You started it.
Frank got his little juice power from Larry's little blood droppings in the floorboard, and his heart was in the floorboards. And
want to
now...
know something gross?
What?
There's a little difference between the movie and the novella.
Uh-oh.
It was actually Larry's seamen that go through the floorboards that resurrect him. I think him and Julia make love or something.
Are they brothers in the novella?
They are brothers.
In the novella. I know there's differences between Kirsten, okay? Don't go, oh, they are brothers.
And I just said they are brothers.
But you said it in a demeaning way, and I reacted harshly.
Drinks are involved. That's okay.
Because I'm wondering if there's because at first I thought he needed people of his blood to regenerate. That's what I first thought. I thought it had to be of his same blood, but it works. And you assured me it's just anyone.
Just needed iron.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, in the novella, it's semen.
That's interesting.
Which kind of makes sense, because, rebirth.
Oh, it works more as a little motif, but you can't show that on camera. You can't show semen on camera.
No, it'd be weird. Well, you can if you've seen Infinity Pool.
Oh, God.
You haven't.
No.
Anyway, also in the book, Kirsty's not his daughter, which is crazy. She's like a
You called her Kirsty. You friends with her?
Kirsty.
So her name's not Kirsten?
I swear I've been saying Kirsty the whole time, haven't I?
I've been saying Kirsten. Oh, you're right. It is Kirsty.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Don't do that.
Are you friends with her?
You scared me.
You call her a little nickname?
Yeah, just changing.
Yeah. Kirsty, a little cutie.
Crap, now I forgot what I was saying.
Kirsty, you're talking about semen, and then you brought up Kirsty.
Oh, in the book, she's like an old friend / someone who kind of has a thing for Larry.
Yeah.
Who never really said anything.
And she's like 30.
Pardon me.
Instead of a teenage daughter.
I would assume so. Yeah. I would assume so in the book. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because even in the movie, of course it's the 80s. She's supposed to be a teenager, but like you said, she looks like she's in her 20s. Yeah. That kept happening up until the 2000s. Okay, it's a high school movie. All right, let's start casting 25-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
5 years later, those people are like, I really wish I wasn't in that movie when I was 25 playing a fucking high school.
Yeah, the fucking old man in iCarly that's supposed to be the brother or something.
Julia starts thinking more about her and Frank's sex, and she's like, damn, that was good.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I'll
kill people for you for sex.
I'll kill multiple people so you can regenerate your body.
Rather than just start having sex with everyone, I'll just kill them.
Just the body that he already came in.
She might break him. He may not have had a pee-pee yet. Because he was just like a skeleton. No, because he was a skeleton, like, basically, before the first person.
In 1987, they got sex shops.
87.
What
I don't know if they did back then. You said 97.
Oh.
They did then.
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh, you dirty dog.
You drive by, you're like, oh, XXX. That's crazy that people do that.
People are doing this now?
I was 9 in 97, so it was crazy. Yeah, she'll do it.
Yeah.
And she goes out to a bar. She gets the first guy.
I love her fit's iconic. I have to mention her fucking fit.
What fit?
Her outfit.
Oh, her outfit.
God, you really aren't hip with the times. First you're dropping govies, now you're not mentioning her fit.
Well, she's a pretty big bitch, so I thought you meant like she had a fit somewhere, and I was like, she has fits all the time.
She didn't have one fit this movie, except when she asked Frank not to do it. She walked out in the most iconic outfit. It was a fucking suit and suit pants, I believe. Was it like purple? I forget the color. And a nice yellow blouse.
Yeah, you're all over that. You're like, I like
hair
that.
and a mullet, star earrings, and later on she had this purple eyeshadow while she was smoking a cigarette. Fucking beautiful.
All right.
She likes her brandy.
Nice.
Oh, I love this woman. I'd go home with her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Even after knowing what she's Frank's, man. You're dead.
Well, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Well, you're done for.
What movie's that from?
That could be from anything.
Fuck.
Anything. Yeah, do you think this first guy deserved it? Because I think he was married because he was a little hesitant.
I think they all deserved it.
No.
What?
No,
not the last guy?
I think it's
the last guy. You didn't think so?
No, I think it was victim number 2.
What? He was an ass.
No, yeah, victim number 2 was an ass because he was the one that was like, "So you sure no one's home?" And she's like,
he's
"No,
like, you're not
no
going to be
home." He's
interrupted.
like, I like to be careful.
Yeah.
And then she smacks him with the hammer. And
Yeah.
you're like, "That's right, bitch. You deserve it."
Weren't
the
careful
first guy
enough.
was a little back and forth because I got the idea he was married, and he was kind of like,
well, what put me over the edge? They kiss. She's being hesitant, and he's like, "You're not going to change your fucking mind now, are you?"
Yeah, he was kind of back and forth.
He got a little too desperate.
Well, he almost survived because he had to go pee-pee.
That's right.
He was like, "Oh man, so much brandy, I got to take a piss." And he's like, "Why'd you lock the door?" Smack.
Yeah, smack. And then it didn't really. I like when it's not immediate. I like she hit him over the hammer and it wasn't hard enough at first, and then he just kind of got
I think
bonked.
in real life, like in every movie, you always see someone just smack the back of the head and knocks them out. I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen all the time. Like probably like 90% of the time, that's not going to happen.
Especially back of the head. I believe that's the hardest.
So I think that's where Clive Barker was like, well, if you hit them in the back of the head, it's going to disorient them.
Yeah.
Which it does. And then she just fucking beats the crap out of them until Frank takes them. And what we find out is just stick his fingers in them and sucks their life force and blood. And
he's a succubus in a way.
He is, because he sucks that blood out
that bus
through his fingers. That's hot.
Okay. You a little crush on Frank?
The first guy. This isn't the bedroom. I know. Okay.
Yeah. Well, hey,
sure. All right. Yeah.
You a freak, huh?
Yeah. So Frank keeps getting more body matter,
and he keeps telling Julia, "Don't look at me.
Yeah. Don't look at me.
I'm hideous."
I think after the first victim, though, he does make a little move on her. He's like, "Come to daddy." And then Larry gets home. She's like, "Oh, thank God." He runs away.
Yeah. I can't say no. I'm not into fleshy boys.
It's at this point that Frank starts promising her love.
Yeah.
If you get me more guys to feast on, we'll run away. And I love you. And I couldn't love you before, even because I ran away with my Frankenfurter.
Okay. My first actually gripe comes from these Frank scenes.
Yeah.
I feel Frank's writing to be bland.
Bland.
Or the delivery or something. It didn't seem... Because all the other characters seemed really fleshed out to me.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank in this moment didn't seem... I think overall he didn't seem very fleshed out to me. Pun intended.
I was going to say,
just
Why
because
he's
French,
just... I don't know.
His writing was so strange. He was like speaking like he was a monster. Like, it was very simple phrases like, "You want me, don't you? Then you have to do it. Then we'll be together forever." It was very, like, two-dimensional writing to me, just specifically for those scenes.
Okay.
That's the only part that stood out to me. I have no other points to make, but that was the first thing that I noticed.
Well, being Clive Barker's first movie, he might not just be...
Yeah.
He might just not be... Is that right?
Yeah,
he might just not be good at like dialogue
exactly,
yet.
Yeah,
Because that's pretty hard to get down
and
right away.
I could definitely see
George Lucas still can't do it.
It might have been the delivery then, because I can definitely see reading that in a book and that's selling me.
Yeah,
and then but
in a book
think
it's different.
Yeah.
You kind of have to have more feeling if it's someone actually saying it, and it's overdubbed. So maybe the overdub was just very kind of
the voice actor wasn't
not on point with what was going on.
You know what? It could have been a problem with the voice acting and not good directing with the voice acting.
I think that I don't think Julia was overdubbed. Because I think it was mostly just Frank. It was possibly Larry.
Because I think it was just Frank, because I believe the prosthetics would have sounded too muffled if you're doing it in
even his human form was overdubbed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Well, if you watch those, I think that's why those parts make it seem sort of soap opera to me.
Interesting.
Something just seems off about
the dry kind of acting. That could have been it. Yeah, because I noticed a lot with the secondary characters, they were hit or miss. The dinner party, I didn't notice anything. But I noticed the boyfriend of Kirsty was a fucking sack of rocks.
I think his name was Steve.
Interesting.
I think.
Well,
I just put dude somewhere in my notes.
Yeah,
because she starts making out with him in the subway.
Yeah.
I just put Kirsty makes out with dude in subway.
With dude, random dude. Oh.
Well, it's not random dude. I just don't know. I didn't know his name.
We didn't mention the foreshadowing of Bugman. Mr. Bugman.
Oh, yeah, because he's so random.
He's so random.
Yeah, because we see Kirsty. I actually don't know if that passed or not.
It did. That's when they go to the subway. After the dinner party? Yes.
No, because that's after the dinner party. Because then later on, it might even be the next scene. We see her at work. Isn't that... Or no, she does see him in the subway. You're right.
Yeah. It's on the way to the subway. He just walks by. Yeah. No, he's peeking.
He's speaking?
Peeking out of a shed.
That's right.
Yeah. Speaking out of shed with
Sorry,
beautiful
I'm thinking
green
of
eyes.
this next scene because she's at work and he comes in and eats the bugs and she's like, "Put those back."
Yeah.
Does she spit them out?
Yeah. Put those back. How dare you?
And then it makes it seem like he disappears.
There was
because it's looking at her.
There was wings flapping.
Well, there's birds. There's a bunch of birds surrounding the door. So literally, he could have just opened the door and they could have been freaking out. But it made it sound like he flew away, which is funny because he flies away at the end.
It's insane. The most insane character.
I don't think they had any what do you want to call it? Like end game for that character. I really think it was just
something.
Because the only thing I've read about, and I'll tell you when we get there, is about the end.
Okay.
Not about these random. And the thing about the end makes these encounters even more
interesting.
Random.
Yeah.
And I don't remember him in the story.
They're shooting for a franchise. That's probably what it was. They're like, we got to get people coming to see the next one.
It was so weird.
He was Birdman.
So yeah, we get after victim number 2, which was the guy that was a dick.
Yeah.
We see a great shot of Frank smoking, and this is where he explains the puzzle box, and we get the full scene of him being visited by the Cenobites.
Yeah.
They rip him apart, he explodes and all that shit, and they bring him to hell.
Yeah.
And he basically tells her, if we don't hurry up, they will find me, which is funny, because later on, when they find out about him, they're like, what?
Yeah.
No one gets away from us.
We got to check that out.
So I think he was okay.
Yeah.
As long as Kirsty can get the box.
They seem not to be clued in. They're like, and now if that's true, you better tell us.
No one gets away from us.
Oh, that explains the scene where Pinhead is picking up the... See, not really. I was confused about the opening scene-ish, where we see Pinhead picking up the puzzle box.
Okay.
But the puzzle box also exists on Earth.
Yeah, I don't think he takes it with him.
But he does. The puzzle box is on Earth in the room.
Well, he might be holding it, but when they disappear, he could have dropped it. It doesn't show us them disappear. It just shows us them there, and then it goes to, like, Julia or something.
You're talking about them? Pinhead and the
Pinhead and the Cenobites.
Okay. Yeah, we show them holding up... They pick up the puzzle box and hold it up. And then at later points, Frank has it. And he's like...
I think he brought it back when he came out of the floor or something. It wasn't in the room when Julia went there or anything.
Okay.
I think he brought it with him, maybe.
It doesn't explain what Pinhead just fucking dropped it. He picked it up and he's like, oh, that's
No,
weird.
I'm saying if he did take it with him, Frank probably brought it back or something.
How does it explain the puzzle box in hell? There's a puzzle box in hell that Pinhead picks up.
We never see Pinhead in hell.
Someone picks up a damn puzzle box in hell.
No, we never go to hell in this one.
Whatever you want to call Pinhead's universe.
We don't see they're in the attic with the chains. It's still it's still that one room though.
They made it look so ethereal.
Oh, I know.
Okay. I thought that was a completely different dimension.
No, it's still the dimension just kind of takes over. It's not like they were in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, that's better.
Okay.
Now I get why you were confused.
Yes, because I thought that was just a different
trust
dimension.
me. When you see the second one, you'll be like, oh, that's hell.
That's hell.
Okay.
Jesus, you trying to attack me, dude? He just fucking threw his notes at me and then fucking...
I saved your ass.
You scared me.
I threw them and then I smacked them down.
You're like, no, I can't. I can't do it. Jesus Christ.
No, Brandon.
No, I'm talking about him in the movie. He made a viewing.
Oh, that was funny when you did say Jesus Christ, and it literally was a statue.
I wish she would have said Jesus. When he fucking...
She was too quiet. She was good. She was good. So yeah, Frank explains it opens the doors to both pleasures of heaven and hell, or hell.
Yeah.
We only ever see hell, to be honest.
Pleasures and pain.
Yes.
So much so that the lines between the two get buried.
It's very blurry.
Yeah.
We're so far from the line is a dot to you.
Is that how lines work?
Sometimes. Larry eventually wants to go upstairs. This is after the third victim.
Oh.
Poor third victim, though.
Third victim was
No, this is right before, because Larry goes upstairs and he's almost going into the room because it's during that thunderstorm and Frank's fucking running around for whatever reason.
He gets anxiety and we just see a shot of Frank pacing the attic.
He's like a dog. He gets spooked by the lightning.
Have you ever in gym class when you touch one wall and then you run to the suicides, they called them?
Oh, yeah.
Very not PC name
I didn't
anymore.
like gym class.
No, I can tell. That's what he was doing. He was doing the beep test. Did you ever have that?
Oh my God. Great. Now I'm going to have nightmares tonight. Fucking hated that.
Yeah.
I would skip that shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so Victim number 3 was the poorest of them all because he's just like...
The poorest?
Yeah, not like money-wise, but like,
I like
poor guy.
You're using him to describe that.
Because he's literally walking up there, he's like... Yeah, I'm pretty lonely. And she's like, oh, that's okay. Me too. And then
we all are sometimes.
We all are sometimes. The guy's just like, I'm getting laid by this gorgeous woman. Smack.
And she doesn't skip a beat.
No. Because at this point, she likes it.
Yeah.
Because that was one thing I was going to say that was really well done. After the first victim, she goes and goes to clean off the blood.
Shell-shocked.
And it looks like she's shell-shocked.
Yeah.
But if you look closely, she's grinning every once in a while because she starts to like it.
Yeah.
Because she's crazy.
Great, beautiful symbolism as we're seeing Julia kind of turn into this sinister character.
I love
where
Julia.
She starts...
She's very like... She reminds me of like a Disney stepmom.
Very much so.
Fucking evil.
Yeah. Yeah,
more evil.
She starts painting her nails red, and we see in a later shot when...
more painted up, like makeup and shit. Yeah.
Is the Larry and Julia scene with Frank after the third?
After the third. When they finally
up to it,
all reconvene or meet.
The
one where he sneaks behind Larry and is about to kill him.
So cool.
That's before the third. Because the third victim is because he wouldn't kill Larry. But then he finds out after the third that he still needs at least one more because he's still just still a little muscles and
he got a bit of like skin on the back of his head.
Yeah,
to keep his brain in. Not enough.
Although at that point it seems like he's done sucking people dry because he just takes Larry's skin. Yeah, he's like, fuck it.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Although I don't know if that was the final step. I don't know if he would have kept draining people if his skin would have regenerated as well.
Yeah.
Or
he did.
Although at that point, he seemed to be getting very on edge, too. He's like, we have to fucking leave. Yeah. All right, take Larry's skin. Makes sense. We're married.
Yeah, very smart. But yeah, no, this scene where Thunderstorm, fucking Frankie boy, is getting anxiety and pacing upstairs. They go check it out. She distracts him enough to say, let's go do whoopee. And start smooching him. They start getting it down, and then...
Because it's cool, because he does go in the room.
Yeah.
But Frank's not there.
Yeah.
I always think he's behind the door, because the door opens all all the way.
Yeah.
But no, he's in the room.
And, such a cool shot as the doors just open, and we see Frank fast walk past the camera. It's
into
so
the
cool.
closet. And then Julia starts saying, no, don't do it. Don't. And poor Larry's just like, I don't get you. God damn it.
After Frank skins the back of a rat.
Yeah.
He's like, look at this shit. And she's like, don't, dude. And he's like, all right, back to the closet.
That was so random. It's almost like he needed to get it out of his system.
Yeah, just like, come on.
So he's like, all right, fine, I'll kill a rat and sticks. Later on, you see rats nailed to the wall.
Yeah, he's just got an itch for it now.
He's just a fucking crazy bitch.
And maybe this, I almost called them cellulites. What are they called?
Cenobites?
Cenobites. These Cinnabons maybe have caught on to him.
Oh, man, now we have donuts downstairs.
We do have donuts downstairs. They're basically like Cinnabons.
No, they're not even close. Cinnabons, you smell that shit and you get hard.
Cinnabons make me want to fucking...
Cream?
No, the
like
opposite.
What?
It's so much. But it's so much of a good thing.
But it's not like you... That's why you only have it once in a while.
I think that's why I have an aversion to it.
Like Krispy Kreme.
I know it's dangerous. And I've been told not to...
That's a shame. You only live once. That's all I got to say.
Too much of a good thing. That's all I have to say.
You're saying that like you eat it on a daily basis.
No, just one if it's too much of a good thing.
No,
I can't
cut
go
it in
near
half.
one.
I'll take 1.5.
I'm scared. I'll take... Even a bite scares me. It gives me fear. It turns me into Frank in the attic during a lightning storm. I start pacing the room. I start sweating.
He's such a bitch.
Dude, I don't know what it is. I've lived fatter than you. That's all I've got to say.
I don't know. I used to eat like pasta and butter for dinner for like
I'm
6
Italian.
months. That doesn't mean anything.
Pasta and butter.
Well, pasta in general, yeah, but my mom would literally be like, all right, Brandon, what do you want for dinner? I'd be like, pasta and butter.
So was butter your side dish? Or you put the butter...
No, it was on the pasta.
Jesus Christ.
There you go. Now you get it.
That's just cholesterol problems,
That's
really.
what I mean. That's probably why.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Hellraiser.
How raise my cholesterol.
Wow. That was good.
Thank you, dude.
That was good.
Thank you, dude.
I really enjoy when the Cenobites visit and the lights come through the walls and shit.
Where are you jumping to?
Every time they come.
Oh, yeah.
Like whenever the box is open, you see the lights coming through the walls. Kirsty, when she comes back to that, it sucks too. Kirsty has so much bad luck. 'Cause the first time she goes to the house, not like the first time, not in the movie, but the first time later on after a bunch of shit has happened, she goes to her dad and her dad's like, oh, Julia's been stuck in the house. She doesn't want to leave. She doesn't like the move. You should go visit her.
Yeah.
She goes and visits, and that's when they have the third victim.
Yeah.
And Frank's like, come to daddy. And she's like, no. And then she finds the puzzle box, throws it out the window, grabs it, runs for so long, she passes out.
Yeah. Is that what happens?
I think so.
Because
she doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, but the cube.
What about it?
She was vice gripping it as she passes out. A New Yorker, 3 New Yorkers peek over her. One with a New York Yankees hat.
Of course,
so we know he's from New York and it's on a little crooked.
In quotes, from New York.
From
New
York,
it's in Britain.
And
I liked that touch. I never noticed that, and you pointed out. I was like, oh yeah, that was.
It's a real New Yorker. She goes to the hospital and they're saying, no, you wait, we have some talking to do.
This part, even as a kid, always kind of confused me. Like, was was she kind of dreaming how weird they were being?
Yeah. And like
did they find the bodies? Like, that's what I used to.
Right. Yeah.
I remember that when I used to watch this as I was younger, or even the first time, I was like, oh, they must have found the bodies in the house.
Yeah.
But then she goes back to the house and they're still there. And I was like, so why was the doctor like, oh, the cops are on the way?
Yeah.
Because you found her on the street?
This box? Is this drugs?
Yeah. And then he's like, what's with... Then explain the box.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't remember. And he's like, well, maybe you should sit here and think about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, I'm getting PTSD from all like the times I got called into the principal's office when I didn't actually do anything.
Yeah, you're like,
then explain this. I can't.
You're going to have to help me. I don't know what we're talking about
I don't know.
Well, you'll have to talk to the police soon. Okay.
And even this part, another glowing thing. She starts playing with the box and the tiles start to glow.
Yeah.
And then they go black and keep glowing and then go back to white and keep glowing. Such a cool fucking effect.
Oh, yeah. But I was going to say, I think the box is what made her pass out, I assume. Because we're seeing the electricity kind of go through her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was apparently vice gripping the fucking death gripping, they called it. death grips, you've heard of them,
Yeah.
onto the box. And then we see in a later scene when Julia gets hold of a box. She's in bed gripping this thing. She had to be pried free of the box. So I'm thinking it had to do something with the box, and it sapped her of her life energy a little or something.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my assumption.
All right. I like that box. It's a pretty fucking cool design, too.
Very cool. Yeah, so she's in the hospital thinking it over and looking at this box.
Solving it, quote unquote. The biggest joke, a big joke about the Hellraiser franchise is that when people solve it, they're literally just molesting it for the most part. Yeah,
they rub the top of it with their index
and it's usually
finger.
a thumb around the middle, and that's when it goes. Whoa.
That explains it. You have to treat it with pleasure.
No, but yeah, like it's always the same. You'll see when we get to other ones, but she opens the wall. There's a great shot of like this endless hallway, which is funny because as soon as it goes to the real hallway she walks in, you can tell it's different.
Yeah. One was a painted background, and then
that
the
just
other
kept
shot.
going, and then the other shot was just like 2 quarters.
Well, this whole hospital
still great.
scene, this leads into my whole. This is my opus magnum.
Yeah, we get another cenobite here too.
Yeah, we get another Cinnabon, and this is where
the spiked penis.
First, the scene, she falls asleep. She's been having night terrors. When she gets to the box, she passes out.
Oh, I always forget about these because they don't mean anything.
They mean so much to the movie and about the character of Kirsty.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite one. Because you're getting the deflowering that the nurse is watching on the TV for no reason. There's flowers blooming.
Yeah.
That's the deflowering motive. She opens the box.
I thought it was just rebirth, like Frank.
No, because the flower was already there. It's not being reborn. It's blooming. It's beautiful. Mm. The wall opens up, and it's like this mucusy sort of slit into the wall. And
you can do it, Steven.
And she says, "Hi, men," and it's gone.
What's gone?
Her hymen. She goes into and she sees
the engineer.
The engineer from Team Fortress 2.
It looks like a penis with a hook and 4 arms.
You're perverted.
I am. Well, this movie's perverted. That is the point, and it's fun.
It's beautiful.
Whee!
You're having fun.
I am, like a slide.
Okay. There's nothing. There's nothing there. And yes, so she meets the engineer, which is this wonderful. I really like the.
He's
the
supposed to be like the leader, actually.
Is that right?
Yes. Pinhead's not supposed to be the leader. Initially, he just got popular because he's so.
I'm sorry.
Badass.
What's his credit? Pinhead's credit? What's the character's name?
He's lead cenobite. He's not like the leader of hell.
Are you telling me the engineer is not a celebrate? Is that a celebrate?
He's a cenobite, but he's like the lead. I don't fucking know.
You don't.
Maybe no, because in the book he's not called lead cenobite. He's called Hell Priest.
Oh, right.
So maybe that's the difference.
You think you know everything.
There's another difference between the novella and
he just has a job. He's a priest.
Yeah.
And the other one's an engineer.
Yeah.
He's the most educated, probably.
Tear your soul apart.
You got to go to school to be a priest, do you think?
Yeah.
Wow, you said that so confidently. I honestly have no idea. You just read one book.
I mean...
It's just one book.
Is that true?
I'm shrugging.
I actually had a priest in my family.
Oh, wow.
I've only seen him a few times, but yeah, I think it was like a great uncle.
Do you know if he was a hell priest or a heaven priest?
Heaven priest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not a cooler one.
Victim number 2 wakes up, hospital, really weird doctor. Yeah, the doctor, even the nurse was weird.
Yeah, they're all very strange to her.
Oh, yeah, because when she runs away from the engineer, and this is when she meets the Cenobites.
Yes. And they go, hey. And
she first meets Chatterer. So the Cenobites there's 4 of them. Well, other than the engineer, there's Pinhead, Chatterer, Butterball, and what they say, female Cenobite. I don't remember if people called her or like gave her a nickname.
I called her Throat Rub. I called her Lozenge. I called her Lozenge Cenobite.
Okay. Yeah,
because she was rubbing her trachea the whole time.
Touche.
Which I think is another sex preference.
Probably.
Because her neck is open in a very particular way.
Oh, yeah.
And she's just rubbing it the whole time.
The actress actually didn't return for the sequel because she didn't like how that was portrayed. It's like, did you not read the script? The whole thing is like...
Yeah. It's pleasure, it's pain. She's doing both.
Come on now.
You derive pain from pleasure pain.
I don't even know what I was trying to sing. I was going to, but I was like, what am I singing?
Yeah, what am I singing and why
it's
am I doing
almost like
it?
I just wanted to, but
You're a musician, dude. Let it out.
No, because then people will tell on me.
They'll call the police on you, and you're gonna have to talk to them.
Did you think? Because we're at this point, we're like 2/3 of the way through the movie.
Yeah,
we're 2/3 of the way.
Yeah.
Were you surprised that it took this long to see Pinhead?
We didn't see him before
for like a minute, if that.
Not really.
No,
because I figured I didn't know that they were fucking teleporting. First of all, that was like it reminded me of Star Trek in a few scenes where they're like pew pew.
Yeah, with just the electricity and shit.
It was like Goku, instant transmissing.
Oh wow,
they had a similar sound effect.
I love Sailor Moon.
That's what they used to do. I think I didn't watch the show a lot.
Me neither. Sailor Moon, right?
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
I said Goku.
I know.
Okay.
I don't watch.
What's his Big Bang Bazooka attack called?
Bing.
Kamehameha. You know
yeah,
that one.
like I was gonna get that.
You were. It's
what?
Pop culture. It's a motif. It's a trope. It's another synonym. Like Hadouken.
There go the crickets.
Okay.
So you did expect Pinhead to take this long?
It's not that I did or didn't. I felt that they were putting a lot of effort into the story happening on Earth and developing
so
those
it just
characters.
made sense.
Yeah, it's just like they were fluff more than the actual characters.
So many fucking one-liners. Like they're not even one-liners.
You were quoting these little.
Every single line was so good.
I don't know what it is with you horror guys, fucking cumming your pants to fucking Pinhead and these
because he's really well done. The few lines he has are so fucking good.
They're 80s.
Angels to some, demons to others. That's so good.
That's good books. Again, that's the other
good books.
That's good book writing.
No, the way Doug Bradley's voice says it, and how every killer in horror movies is always so like loud and over the top, and he's just standing there, just like very not monotone, but just very. Authoritative, but not like screaming at the same time. You know what I mean?
Confident,
overpowering, confident. They do something to his voice that kind of like it's almost like doubled and one's lower. Like it's really
hellish in a way.
So good,
and which kind of adds to the domineering motif of Frank being this dominatrix. If there was a male version of that word, I don't know if that's female exclusive. That word, dominatrix.
I'm not sure.
They call him a hedonist.
Yeah.
Frank Colton.
Sadom masochist.
The very another plot.
Hedonist, yeah.
I don't know what that means. It's too big of a word. Ooh. Thank you.
But yeah. But what were you getting at?
The motif of domineering, a stoic.
Oh, yeah,
these guys are... And I liked that for these people that derive pleasure from pain, they seemed like drug addicts in a way for me, where they were so far deep into it that they feel neither at this point. Like,
100%.
He has like pins all over. He's like trying so hard to relive this pain.
Well, that's what the whole point of the box is. It's you've found everything that you're looking for something beyond.
And it's not
so
enough.
The cenobites are even beyond that. Like
it looks like they still crave.
Oh, 100%. That's why they're so evil, right? And like, so good. Even the way they look with the leather.
Yeah.
Like if you look closely, a lot of it's like slit open and then like turned into them almost. Like everything's attached.
It's like sewn in. One of the Butter Boy, his eyes are sewn shut.
Fun fact, also difference between the novella and the movie, which is funny because in the new Hellraiser, you know how it's a transgender who plays Pinhead?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No idea.
Yeah. A lot of people were getting mad about that.
Yeah.
Because it was a female playing Pinhead or whatever.
Oh, okay.
In the book, all the Cenobites are genderless.
Oh, wow. That makes it so easy. And that's probably
so
makes
the
sense
new
too.
movie is closer to the source material.
Yeah, because it's smashing more of the gender role. Yeah.
It's so funny.
But that's not how it's supposed to be. No, actually.
But that's also why in the movie, like Pinhead's almost wearing like almost like a dress, sort of.
Yeah.
Like everyone's wearing something that conceals what would be their
because I had no idea that was a female Cenobite at all.
Yeah, when I told you, like, because it said in the credits, female Cenobite, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't see a pair of tits.
Yeah, they're supposed to just be
just
pleasure demons.
Yeah.
We're just here for pleasure and pain.
Yeah.
Or one and the same.
It was very much the old Greeks and Romans where when they got over-sexualized, they just started having orgies with
it was pretty much just like
gender,
like in Paul when he You haven't seen Paul,
Is that
right?
the Alien movie?
Yeah. No, because it's funny because he goes up because it's the guys from Shaun of the Dead. So he goes up to Nick Frost's character and he starts asking him like, "So you have a thing for Simon Pegg, right?" And he's like, "What? No." And he's like, "No, don't worry about it." And he's like, "Why? Do you sleep with men?" He's like, "Oh, on my planet, we just sleep with each other. It's just matter. It's just sex. You just do it." So that's kind of what the Cenobites are like. It's just pleasure,
so
pain. It's all the same.
Yeah.
You, me, them.
Very egoless too.
Very
egoless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just full id.
So back to where we are.
Where are we?
This is where they want to take Kirsty.
Hospital, and it's very smart. Kirsty's such a smart chick.
Oh yeah, and this is the part where they're like, "There's no way we lost track of someone." There, she's like, "No, you did." Yeah. Okay, prove it. We need to hear it from his mouth, his lips.
And if you screw us, we'll tear your soul apart.
See, iconic.
But that was in Earth. All the lines in Earth were quotable. Nothing in the nothing. It was all on Earth.
Yeah.
Shit.
So they finally get Larry.
Oh, my favorite thing about this scene.
Oh.
Because Larry has been the kill that meant the most to Julia.
Well, she didn't want it to happen.
Yes. But we don't even fucking see the kill happen. I was thinking they could have easily shown it and not had the twist revealed.
Mm-hmm.
But it meant so little to Julia that the fucking movie didn't even show him dying.
Well, I don't know if people were just more oblivious back in the 80s, but I knew it wasn't him as soon as you saw him. Because he's all like bloody and shit.
Yeah. Well,
what's gross is Julia makes love to Frank in the skin suit.
I think that makes the most sense.
It would be slippery. It's not attached.
Staples, that was easy.
I didn't see any staples. Is that what the blood around? It looked like he just put hair dye in and it like leaking down his scalp a little. Not Julia. Kirsty is unfortunately the only one that doesn't fucking tune into it until he finally says, "Come to daddy," and she's like, "Damn it,
you got me."
Because she's hugging him and shit. Runs to the attic to see the body of who she thinks is Frank.
Yeah.
Cenobites are there.
Yeah.
And they're like, "We want the person who did this."
Yeah.
Her thinking they want her dad.
She's like, "That's my dad, bastards." And she just runs out of the room just fine.
Goes back to Frank and then realizes, "Oh no, they did want you."
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So she runs, but she ends up getting back there. Frank's about to kill her.
Not before, Frank pulls out his signature little knife.
Oh yeah. And this is interesting because it looks like he is going for Kirsty.
Yeah.
But then he kills Julia,
and honestly,
but then doesn't care anyway.
I don't get it.
I think he just didn't care. He wasn't in love with her.
He was
wanted
to
using
be,
her.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, we got that from the beginning when he has Whoopi with her and runs away, and she's like, "No, come back." He's like, "No, I'm good."
Oh, I thought that was true love.
Nah.
Damn it, I've been tricked again.
That's what I mean. There's so many antagonists in this movie. Julia, Frank, and the Cenobites, kind of. I mean, when you think about it, the Cenobites really aren't the bad guys. You open the box.
And Kirsty, in a
They're
way.
just doing their job. Kirsty's not a bad guy.
What'd
she do?
She's just a bitch.
She's badass. She's one of my favorite final girls.
Mine too.
100%.
She was really smart. Yeah, she starts, so after Frank.
One thing I don't remember. Sorry. Do we ever see her? I guess when she comes back, when she's running from the engineer, she just ends up in the attic. You remember in the hospital when she's runs away from the engineer?
No, she runs back to the hospital room, and then the Cinnabons are there.
Is that in the hospital room?
Yeah.
Because I remember the nurse and doctor go back, and she's gone.
Yeah, and she's gone. She teleports out with them. Yeah, that's not shown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's assumed.
Okay, that always confused me, and I wanted to bring that up. All right.
And she went, nanu, and she teleported out with them. And
the gross part about the first time she sees them too is she encounters Chatterer first, and he just like shoves his fingers down her throat.
Yeah, he does the little hook.
Yeah, that's so like
it's sex.
No, it's sexual, but
it's
like
sex. Yeah.
that's one of the weirdest things you can do to someone because it's like, what's the word? Like your mouth is your life where
force.
You breathe. So someone shoving their fingers down it is just like.
But I bet you get a little hard.
Not from Chatterer, because that's a little... I'm not a big teeth fan in that sense, you know? Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Carrot
Bugs Bunny.
Peelers, yeah.
Not a fan. Even when he dressed up like a chick?
Wow, you've seen that? That's insane.
Yeah, what's that?
So when she does finally find out Frank is in her dad's
It's inside her
skin,
dad.
yeah. Maybe it's not illegal where they are. I don't know. It's not our country.
Well, 1987 it was.
That too.
Well, as long as they weren't married.
It's not in the States. Don't remember.
Oh, that's right. It's Britain.
I don't know what the rules are.
Yeah.
So yeah, Frank's inside the dad, and one of you said it.
It was good.
It's true.
You said it too casually.
When he says like "come to daddy," I love when it's always the small, like there's so much good effects in this movie, but it's the smallest ones that are like really well done in my mind.
Yeah.
When she scratches the skin on his face and it's just like hanging there, it looks so gross.
It does. And it doesn't even look like he's wearing a fucking prosthetic. Like
No.
It doesn't look bulky. It doesn't look cheesy. It's really well done. All the SFX.
Well, even the character that's playing Monster Frank, when it's just his muscle.
Yeah.
Like, it cannot be easy to make someone who does have skin to not have skin.
I know,
because you're going backwards
Yeah.
into the body. Like, you're supposed to be getting rid of stuff.
Yeah.
But you're adding stuff to make it look like there's less stuff.
Yeah, so it must have
there.
been a real skinny guy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, oh, that's
That's very cool. They did a good ass job.
so well done.
They did a good ass job.
Oh, a good ass job. I like a good ass job.
Do we see ass?
So she realizes Frank. She runs away. I forget how she ends up back in the attic or
So
in the room.
She's about to run back into the attic, but she's like, "Oh,
Like
this."
Frank pretty much chases. Like Frank brings his own demise because he chases her back upstairs.
Yes.
Is about to kill her, and then the cenobite shows up, and he's like, "Oh crap!"
No, what happens? Well, first it's the scene where she runs upstairs. She goes to the left, and the attic is to the right.
Oh, because she's hiding. This is where
Yeah.
you're like Jesus, and it was literally the statue
She's
that
going
fell
through
out.
where
And she finds the body.
Yeah, Julia's been hiding all the bodies of our victims.
And they're filled with fucking what are they
Little
called?
maggots.
Maggots. Ugh.
Well, yeah, she opens the closet and Jesus pops out and gives her a little kiss.
And this is the second movie we've watched where someone was trying to hide and bugs were all over them. 'Cause in Chopping Mall, she
Chopping
was
Mall.
getting covered in tarantulas.
Very good.
What's
and
next?
Snakes.
No, there's snakes in Chopping Mall.
I hate
It was
snakes.
tarantulas and snakes.
There's no other animals that are creepy.
Moose.
Scorpions.
Moose.
Are moose creepy to you?
If they're crawling all over you. That was the joke, Steven. We're talking about bugs crawling on you, and I said a moose. That can't crawl on you. It would walk all over you.
These moose were made for walking.
Yeah, how does she get How does she get tossed out of hiding?
She doesn't. She walks out on her own accord and leans on the balcony.
Because every single movie, whenever someone's hiding, as soon as the killer's out of view, they
like,
come
"Phew."
out.
She has no object permanence.
I would literally stay there till the next day.
Oh yeah, I'd fall asleep.
Yeah.
I'd open that fucking corpse up like a tauntaun and sleep inside his body for warmth.
That was a Star Wars reference.
Thank you, guys. I might have seen one of the movies.
Da-da-da-da.
That's not it, but the same actor, Harrison.
For one of them, he's not the one that did the tauntaun.
Tauntaun.
Do
Can
the
you
tauntaun.
tauntaun.
Do
we
the
did two
tauntaun.
tauntaun songs.
Do the tauntaun.
What is this?
I don't know.
You could have done can you do the tauntaun? That's so much easier.
I'm laughing so hard I'm not making any noise.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, body full of maggots, no scream. That's
Good
crazy.
for her.
I'd have screamed like a bitch.
Yeah, she's another. She's smart.
But he does find her.
Yeah, find her.
And she chases her back into the room,
Yeah.
and
The Cinnabons
it's
are
his
like,
downfall.
oh, and my favorite line comes in this scene.
Why? Because it was not scripted?
No, actually, it was just as his face. So
it's ripping.
the Cerodons find him, and they hook him.
Hook him up
line,
good.
and sinker, just like they did
Like Hooters.
to Kirsty. They hooked her in the mouth.
But with hooks this time.
They use real hooks and say, "We got you, bitch." And he's all hooked
But then
up.
he likes it because he licks his
He
lips and he's
smiles.
like,
And they're stretching his face with hooks, and he goes, "Jesus wept." And then
and
he
they just
fucking
rips him apart
explodes.
like a Twinkie.
They take the skin back,
Yeah.
which is
Bye, Frank.
This is where I'm thinking that Frank is turning into a cenobite little by little,
Cenobite.
because he skins the rat.
Yeah.
He's he doesn't give a shit about anybody else. He's just giving people pain and pleasure, and that's all he knows.
Maybe he is a cenobite now.
Now?
Well, he wasn't before. He didn't have any leather on. He wouldn't have wanted to escape. Cenobites like what they do.
Yeah, and he likes wearing suits.
Yeah.
He kept on taking Larry's
Frank.
suits.
Yeah,
Larry's leisure suits.
I mean, it was the 80s. Everyone wore fucking suits.
Thank God.
They start to go after Kirsty after he gets ripped apart.
Which I thought was greedy.
Well, they're from hell.
No, they're... Oh, are they?
A hell. In the book, it's the normal hell.
Normal
it's still
hell.
a hell
It's
in the
not
movie.
mega hell.
Well, no, you'll see.
I'll see.
But yeah, this is when she finds the box in Julia's dead hands.
Yes.
Because she's in the bed and her face is like gone. She has to grab the box and she gets rid of Chatterer with it.
Yep.
And Pinhead.
And she does fucking...
Butterball gets just fucking crushed.
Yeah.
The house falls on him.
Yeah, she doesn't do anything to Butterball.
No, he comes out of the room and that house just falls on him. And oh, by the way, at some point the guy comes here. Yeah, Steve or whatever is in the house.
And the most fucking bag of rocks. He sees the house crumbling. He's like, hey, he finds her, gives her a nice hug as there's like fucking dust falling on his head.
This is just like a normal day. Oh, house caving in. Let's...
How you doing? And then she fucking ninjutsus with the box and does cool techniques and blasts like a Harry Potter spell.
Oh, yeah.
And those are cool, fun little scenes because it does like an outline of all their features.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm guessing it was animated.
What? No, it was done practically, Brandon. It was real electricity.
No, but not CGI, but it was like like animation. No?
CGI didn't exist. I don't fucking know. 1987, when Lord of the Rings come out.
Also, we have such sights to show you. That was a good one. That was right before they chased her after Frank.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, that's what Pinhead says, because he's fucking badass.
That doesn't really make sense. We have sights to show you?
Yeah, all the pleasure and shit and hell and the way it looks.
It's feels.
No.
He just wants to make her feel.
No.
What I didn't like about Marcellobites is they are cellular phones. They were just kind of like, here's what we think is cool. And we want you to experience what we experience.
Well, it's like any religion, isn't it?
I guess. But it's like, it's lame.
It's lame.
We love pain and pleasure. I want to show you. And they're like, no. But they're like, no, but trust us. And then one tries to escape. Like,
well, then don't open the box.
But, like, do they have to? Do they not care what the other person thinks?
What other person? The one that opened the box?
Are they getting off at giving people pain?
Hell yeah. That's what it's all about.
That might be it. I thought they were just into giving themselves
pain. It's all about plain pain and pleasure and nipples.
Is there one? Are they like a switch? Is that what it's called? Because they love inflicting pain on themselves. They have pins in them.
Yeah, they like anything. And everything and anything and everything.
They're far gone.
They're crazy.
I don't think I could.
They're demons to some, angels to others. But it doesn't matter. They're going to get what they want.
I can change them.
No. You can chain them? Oh.
I can. You like that?
Oh, but so she sends them back. Butterball gets killed with debris. And the biggest showdown is with the engineer.
Yeah.
The big penis with the hook comes back.
And really, it was just kind of like she was exchanging blows with it. She was just
I love that it punches Steven.
Yeah. And he's like,
or Steve,
whoa.
or dude, as I have written down. And he just flies back.
Yeah,
he's
like, oh, shit.
That was such a great puppet.
Yeah.
Or animatronic, whatever. I think it was 2 people and a puppet.
Yeah. And then as she does her fucking spell to cast the engineer away, Steve is just onlooking, just slack-jawed out the door frame.
Kind of like the girl, I forget who it was, in Chopping Mall when everyone's getting killed and she just doesn't have an expression on her face.
I wonder how that happens.
Couldn't tell you.
They just didn't turn the on switch on.
Yeah. So everyone's dead. They run out of the house.
And they put the house
it's
to
weird.
Rest.
The house is glowing. You don't see it on fire.
Yeah.
It's glowing, and then I forget how it transitions. There's something that transitions, and it's literally... Oh, no, it's the picture that Julia ripped herself out of.
Yeah.
She sees that and it starts to burn, and then it pans out.
Yeah.
And it looks like a field with a bunch of little fires.
Yeah, there's like a chair on fire. There's like little pieces of wood on fire. Well, they couldn't burn down a whole house, Brandon. They had $1 million. Well,
that's what I mean, though. But why wouldn't you just have at least the shape of a house or something?
It was a plot of land.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It just looks so weird. And anyway, they throw the box in the fire, And this is where we get the finale of the homeless dude, the
only
hobo.
hero in this movie, I think.
Why? He's the one that's starting it all over again.
So you think?
Yeah, I know. It shows us.
Not really.
Yeah, it does.
Well, it shows this
the
homeless
hobo
man.
turns into a
Well, first
flying.
he
what?
grabs the box out of the flame,
gets on fire,
and exchanges
sheds
some
the skin,
and and he turns into a fucking skeledragon.
A flying demon dragon from Hello, and flies off with the box.
Yeah.
And brings it back to its rightful owner, who sells it to the next victim.
Yeah.
What is your pleasure, sir?
Yeah.
That's not what he sounded like, but that's what he said.
Your pleasure.
Pleasure and pain and nipples.
I guess that's a good way to travel. By skeleton wings.
By flying. If I could fly, I would.
You'd get caught, dude. You wouldn't be good at it. The police would find you.
No, I'd be too quick, like a gazelle or a beaver.
Okay.
They're quick. They just don't do it in front of people.
Did you like this movie, Brandon?
Fucking love it, dude.
Would you put pins in your head?
No.
Which cenobite? What's the fucking name of them?
Cinnabon.
Come on.
Just call them. You're not going to get it right now.
Which cenobite?
Wow.
Is it literally Cinnabite?
Cinnabite.
So it's a cinnamon bite. They're fucking Cinnabon bites.
Cinnabite.
Cenobite. It's cenobite, not cenobite. It's not like cinema, it's ceno. Which cenobite are you most like?
I'm almost like?
Yeah, you most relate with.
Butterball.
Wow, that's how you view yourself.
Yeah,
a debris
I like to eat.
killed
What?
man. Because you like to... That wasn't...
Well, it's a sexual movie. If you put that there, yeah.
Balls.
Yeah, because you thought about it
Balls.
for a second. That's sure. A little bit of everything, right?
A little bit of everything.
Cenobites,
yeah,
the Cinnabons.
They're just Barbies down there.
Yeah.
I would open mouth kiss
Pinhead? Nice.
Pinhead's bottom chin.
Bottom chin. Just like, that's Frank's move, man. Don't take that from Frank.
Frank taught me a lot of things.
All right, the question is, this was the first time you've seen this. Did you like this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
It was well done. And for a first-time movie, good on him.
Yeah.
Good on Mr. Clive.
Good. Mr. Clive Barker. The myth,
He's
the
surrounded
man,
himself.
the legend.
Yeah, he surrounded himself with some good fucking crew for this movie. The score was great. The cinematography, the storyboarding, the writing was fucking great.
Love me some practical effects. Love me some Kirsty.
The whole fucking team.
Julie is a badass.
Yeah. Acting all together.
And come on. It ended with a big demon winged dragon, dude.
And when I always bring it up, there was fucking humor. There was good humor in this movie as well with Larry.
Yeah, it was like weird humor. The character himself was almost like a character of a creep.
Yeah.
A
creep? You call Larry a creep? I'd call him a dope.
Oh, Larry. Sorry, I was thinking of Frank.
No.
Because that's what I mean. That's why it kind of had that soap opera feel. Because even Frank, as creepy as he's supposed to be, is kind of like
a characterized
slightly
version.
Characterized version of. But yeah, Larry was too. He was very.
He was good. He applied some comedic relief to some tense moments.
At first, he seems like the real bitch of the relationship until he finally has that one talk with Kirsty where he's like, "Yeah, things just aren't. Something's wrong." Yeah.
He's a caring guy.
He is. He just wants shit to work out, everyone to be happy. What do you rate this?
4.95 out of 5.
4.95 out of 5.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Well, I guess I'm...
You just give it a 4 out of 5. Like all your fucking reviews.
What accent was that? I'm going to give it...
Give it a 5 out of 5, you fuck.
I'm going to give it 5 Cinnabons out of 5 Cinnabites.
Ooh.
See what I did
box.
there? Yeah. I'm actually going to make a compilation of all the things that you called them throughout this episode.
Cinnabite, Cinnabon.
Oh, there was a lot. Cinnamon rolls.
Centipedes.
That's it. That's done.
We're done for. It's a good flick. And I didn't expect this to be good.
No.
The Pinhead always never wanted me to watch this movie. Every single time I saw Pinhead, I'm like, I don't want to fucking watch this shit.
Which is crazy, because when you see him on the VHS cover, he's like, come watch this shit.
No, see, I've seen the covers and the posters.
He's staring into your eyes, and he's like, I will tear your soul apart.
I was born in 95.
He's Irish, apparently.
That's not how you market to me. You guys are different. I never
whatever.
wanted to watch this movie, and I thought it was going to be shit, and I'm glad I did because it turns out to be a good flick. He's now shaking the box of suggestions.
It is the
in my
puzzle box of movie reviews. Not much of a puzzle box.
Yeah.
It's the box for the mic that I'm using. But
yeah,
Steven's going to reach in, and he's going to choose the next review.
Here we go, guys.
Another shout out to Acid Horrors for this review on Hellraiser. Who's going to have the next one? Come on, I'm trying to fill time while you do it.
I'm getting folly.
We have
work. We have 2 minutes left.
We have 2 tracks. We can record me talking while you do it.
Well, you'll know it's an audio medium. It's not good to talk over each other. The next, did you get a peek at it?
I had no because it was
Christ.
folded.
Thank you, Mad
Dill.
Dilks. Oh, you know Mad Dill?
Mad Dill.
Is that like a new potato chip flavor?
Ooh, that'd be good.
Antichrist.
Oh, I've never seen this either.
Oh, fun.
Apparently, it has William Dafoe in it.
Oh,
who we were just talking about Spider-Man, even though he's not in Spider-Man 3.
I love my boy Willem Dafoe.
Is it Willem? Oops.
I don't know, but I've always called him that. It is. I think it's spelt William though, but I've only heard it pronounced Willem Dafoe. I think that he's just a cool guy.
No, it is Willem.
Wow.
Interesting.
I love this fella.
Another movie with it's not a character name.
Which is
but
weird.
Like, why didn't they just call him William?
Because he was in a movie where he played Jesus, and we're watching Antichrist with Willem Dafoe.
He does not look like Jesus.
Well, look through his fucking movie repertoire. I swear to God, he played Jesus.
We've been yapping long enough.
Have we? Antichrist.
I know the next movie that comes up is Antichrist. Last Temptation of Christ.
No, it's the Antichrist.
Whatever happened to the first Temptation? That's what I want to know. Or the third?
It wasn't that significant. It was probably like candy or Cinnabons.
So they were all leading up to the last.
To the last Temptation, which was guess carbs. That was my last temptation.
That's funny. Guys, if you like what you hear and you want to hear more of our sexy voices.
That's us.
Actually, no, you won't hear us. But follow us anyway on Twitter.
You'll get a sense.
And the Graham Cracker.
The Instagram cracker.
Yeah.
I've heard about that.
I love an Instagram cracker.
You always
it's
post
just
those
right there.
pictures when you're in the bathroom. You post your little bum hanging out.
S'mores.
Would you like s'mores?
S'more what? Some more follows? Yes, I would. And if you liked this episode, please hit that follow and even give us a couple stars.
Guys, give us more than a couple. Be a little generous.
Maybe 3.
Give us.
We probably deserve about
4.95.
Oh, come on. We're not Hellraiser.
Well, we're raising a bit of hell by asking you.
Oh, so
we already did.
It's late.
You guys know what to do. Guys, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Not really, but all right.
We love you guys. Big kisses.
Nana.
What? Did you just say nana? All right, we're going to say something together now. Ready? Let's
Don't
send them
forget.
off.
Don't play with your box.
Something might fall out. Oh, that's nothing.
Because it's a puzzle box.
It's a puzzle.
You might call Cinnabons.
Oh, God. Everyone make sure to call your local Cinnabons.
And follow us.
We
said that. Bye.
Bye. Follow us with the Cinnabon, baby. We'll show you something that you've never seen before. What do you think the white stuff on Cinnabons are?